Yeah, let's go. Hey folks, welcome back. Today is Saturday, June 29th at 6:28 p.m. My name is James, and let's take a look and see what we had last week and then what we might see this week. So the S&P is holding on up at this upper level. It's even starting to form a little lower ascending support line where it's had contact here and contact here. And we're right up at these upper levels, which was from September, October last year, and then there's still that rising line there that could be a neckline of a head and shoulders pattern with the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, and that would be the neckline. And we got some good China news this weekend. We reached the end of a quarter. We're going into a new quarter where we're going to be heading towards earnings, which is usually a time where you could get some upside trend towards, anticipating on what the earnings reports could be. We should be headed higher here, I would say. Not only the S&P looks that way, the NASDAQ kind of looks that way too. This one has more of a straight upper resistance line, and you can see a bit of an ascending support line forming there for just some of the latest action. But take a look at the Russell. So the Russell right here is forming an ascending triangle. 2 big days, Friday and Thursday. But yeah, that is a really nice ascending triangle. We've got contact over here, we've got contact there, and we're reapproaching that line again. So that is really looking like the Russell again might lead us higher, as the same way it kind of led us lower. This might move first and break to the upside out of that triangle, which would be really good for the market. Hopefully we have a lot of hopefully we have more calmness in some of the geopolitical stuff, because Trump just met with the Chinese delegation and they made some decisions on the tariffs to be paused for now. We finished a quarter, and then he's going to meet with North Korea's leader possibly, and hopefully stuff just stays kind of calm on the geopolitical side, and we should go higher. So let's go through my list here. COUP, I see an ascending triangle right up here now. So the first breakout was there, another breakout was there, but now this is up into an ascending triangle. Looks really good. It'd be over that 129.40 level. I added JP Morgan last week. It kind of looks like the banks might be starting to get some upside movement happening. And then as far as JP Morgan, it kind of looks like the best pattern that I could see in all the banks. It might not have the fastest movement, but it has kind of the best looking pattern. Nice big ascending triangle there. Tried to go on Friday, but just didn't have the momentum on the price. Had good volume, but the price just couldn't get over it. So it may try again. And that level is right around that 112.22 looks like. 112.30 maybe. There's a high here. Or 112.17, 112.20 probably, somewhere in there. Uber I added last week. I put it on StockTwits. I didn't have a video in time to put this in, but yeah, it broke out of there. Pretty good volume. Nice ascending nice little ascending triangle that it broke through. SAM, this thing's been moving amazingly. Another big ascending triangle, broke out there, never came back on that day, and kept going. Looks really good. Chipotle, big bull flag here. Might be on the verge with that green bar. It might push it higher. If we get a nice up day on a Monday, it might finally go out of there, which is a kind of a twofold breakout, because there's a resistance point there, and then you got a bull flag. So it'd be really, really breaking away from something that's holding it back. So keep an eye on Chipotle. Chipotle. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. Here's McDonald's. I think it was in a video last week. I'm not sure, but yeah, a little ascending triangle that it popped out of. That still looks good. Safe, nice move there. Broke out Thursday, followed through on Friday. Looks really good. This guy is still within this pattern, and it's now bouncing off the lower line. So that's right around right now 175. 50. So if it breaks out, gets up there towards that, but it still crosses that line, has good volume price movement, that would be a buy on that one. AVLR, now I've taken the lower line off and added it as an ascending line because I can see these are getting higher. So now we've got a small ascending triangle forming there. Over 75.33 would be the buy point. Needs price action and volume really moving over that line to buy it. NetEase, you can see it had a huge dip period here, and now it's starting to build its way back up. This would be a great big bull flag or a descending channel, and still consolidating up right underneath that line. So again, if it turns up and crosses that line with volume and nice price movement, that would be a good buy. ASML, this got kind of rough here, where it opened over the line and just kind of sat there and then dipped and then spiked back up. It's kind of all over the place. Be hard to hang on to if you entered in here and you get that bar, but yeah, it's still moving higher. Backed off a little on Friday with a gap, but we'll see what that does. It still looks pretty good. It's not an entry right now. We'll just keep an eye on it, see what it does from here. INSEE would have been a buy right here. Stop should have been right there too. It dipped down and bounced back up, never came back to that specific level. So if I was in it, that's where my stop would be. My entry would be as closest to the line as I could get it. Leave my stop right there, let it come down. Hopefully it doesn't reverse. These are some pretty bearish looking bars to just suddenly start getting these big red dips. But Friday's bar was encouraging because it created a bottom. That would be a hammer, where you come down, you get a hammer. That should indicate the end of that downside move, and we should get some upside coming shortly. But just be cautious if you're in that. Yeah, my stop would still be there. Break even. If it ends up stopping you out, at least you're out of break even. OLED still looks pretty good to me. Bit of indecision Friday. Friday was kind of weird. I think it was part of heading into rebalancing of the Russell 1000, I believe. There was some rebalancing going on of indexes. I know that Spotify got put in the Russell 1000, so there was some weird stuff going on. So a lot of volume showed up in some stocks where they were maybe had a spinning top or they were sold off or something. Just weird action, not normal, not really super normal market action. But yeah, this guy may have had some of that going on. Spinning top below the line, but the real entry was down here anyway. So that's where the stop should be, and you would be fine right now. So MOMO I added last week because look at the size of this. Clear line there, holding that price down. And then now we're getting some upside on the price. So this is a big symmetrical triangle. My guess is it's probably going to hit this line and drop again. That triangle doesn't seem like it should be finished yet. We should see another dip back down the line, another move higher, and that one should be the breakout move. But as it reapproaches the line, or even here, if it does attempt it, I would prefer to see a consolidation take place up here. So lots of banging against that line over and over and over and over and over would be the best thing. Work off as much selling as is present that keeps holding it below. And then when it finally does attempt to go over, there should be nothing there to stop it. So that thing still needs a lot of time. I just wanted to show you that there's a big symmetrical triangle on MOMO. ANET, I did buy this and got out because I really didn't like the action on Friday. But it did close higher. If you were in from there and you held on, you still look fine. I didn't really like the momentum. I didn't really like the price movement. I wish there would have been more momentum. It was up $7 at one point on Thursday, and then he gave it all back, and I was like, come on, I didn't like it. So I got out of it on Friday. I bought it on Thursday, got out of it on Friday. I just didn't really like the action and the price. So AZPN has this really big kind of bull flag formed here, and it's right up near the top. That could break soon. And that's right around 124.35, which is almost there now. So if it gets some really nice volume and price movement, that'd be a good buy. SAIC, ascending triangle here. This was what did I have? I think I had it as a channel, or I had the line sharper in here maybe. and then it dipped. So I just put it back because I was bouncing off that. So it's still kind of forming it. But yeah, if it can make its way all the way back up to the line and then maybe pause there for a couple days and try again, that would probably go pretty nicely. So that's right around 88.38. Carvana, I've remade this pattern a couple times. I think what we have now is at most accurate. I had a little ascending triangle in here that it did break out of, but then came back below. So I redrew it, and then I redrew it again. This looks much more accurate. It's definitely capturing all the movement that's been going on. It's a big symmetrical triangle, it looks like. I have to give it some more time, see if it bounces off here and makes its way back up. But yeah, looks like that's the right pattern, the big symmetrical triangle. Facebook, we've got a small ascending triangle here. I really like the way Facebook has been moving through this and reapproaching these highs now with a ascending triangle there. And then the day on Friday was really good, $3.50. Volume could have been better, but this pattern that is forming right now looks pretty good. Right around 194.66 is where the high, that line is. I might be looking to buy Facebook myself. Of all these, I like the big patterns, but I like the way Facebook's been moving. And I know how Facebook can move. I can jump $2, $3, $4, $5 in a day or more. Looks pretty good. AVTR is a newer IPO, but it's got this nice little kind of flaggish channel-ish thing forming here. And what power did it have here off of the initial public offering? So that looks pretty good. It'd be over 1920. There's EPAM, which I added right back in because I had this little part here as an ascending triangle, and it broke out and then came right back. But now, through this movement, it's kind of a big ascending triangle. So that'd be over 180.55, the high there. Zillow, I just added in because this has this beautiful looking symmetrical triangle here. And that would be over the area of, let's see, 46.65. Yeah, right around there. 46.65, crossing that line. Good price movement, good volume. It looks really good. That actually looks surprisingly good to me because I hadn't seen this stock before today. Or I've seen it, but I just noticed it today. Probably because of that dip down. And then the spike back up. The really big green bars appearing right after dipping down to a line and popping right back up is really good. And then lastly, I have CHGG again, and again, this is more like I kind of backed off and looked again, and there's a big symmetrical triangle again. So these big triangles are the best. Those are the best things to try to buy into. The bigger the pattern, the better chance it has to actually move because it works off all kinds of stuff while it's creating that pattern. But yeah, that one looks good too. I think it needs more time, obviously, because it's not up near the high or anything. It's not about to break out. But yeah, if it bounces up there, comes back up, and then again consolidates below that line, that'd be ideal. That's what I would hope to see. It's right around 40.38 if it can break out of there. So yeah, that's it. The list is a little smaller now, but yeah, there's some really good patterns for me. So yeah, we'll see what we get this weekend. I'll see you then.